play traditional in a defensive rotation to transition, you know, your traditional elements, back post, front post, backboard, corner. And then once you transition and start creating pressure, it's all those cuts and boost control and demos. And as you transition back to defense, it's the cuts, it's the playing forward. But then once you get into that defensive rotation, it's traditional. So we're going to look at Loomis. This is threes. Loomis has a new team as well. See, like, my issue with this statement is it self-induced or are the opponents just better? Because if the opponents are just better, they're just better. It's that simple. You know, you just train and improve individually, and then eventually they're not better. But if it's self-induced, we could actually tackle that. We don't need to overcomplicate Rocket League. I always say that here too. If anyone likes strategy games, then you picked the wrong game to be competitive in, because Rocket League is not a strategy game. There is some strategy, but it is really not a strategic game. All right. So this will be Champ 2. I want to also look at Team Chem Loomis just because of the new team, and we also work privately. So, oh, that's good mechanics. That was actually probably the smoothest wall takeoff I've ever seen you do in my life. The fastest and the smoothest. And you no-flipped? Probably not on purpose, but that was nice, brother. Good 50. So far, your on-ball play looks good. Yeah. I mean, I'll you might just be putting yourself through a higher level lens, but it's fine. That's a harder one, right? You know, coming off at that angle, but still your on-ball play looks fine to me. I don't necessarily expect a lot of consistency out of this at your level, but the fact that you're going for it is awesome. Recover. Nice try. I like what you're going for, brother. Keep it up, please. Yeah, so, Loomis, you are full of it. Your on-ball play looks fine. I'm going to stop thinking about it. Biggest thing with the team, you and the team are just losing pretty crucial second man 50s in the midfield, where third man's like anticipating a second man win. But we're not going to focus on team. I want to think about it, but I'm not going to think about it too hard. And I'm going to stop thinking about on-ball play because it looks fine. It's fine, man. We see, this is where outlet advice. Over time, I think you're going to figure out how to play extensions and outlets and demo in your own way with your new team. I'm not going to hard focus on that either, but it's just, we need it. On it, the thing that's bugging me, not outlets, but, well, yeah, there's a couple little things bugging me, but I'm, yeah, not going to talk about it. This thing, we're like inching towards a play, and then inching towards a play that's just like, it's like not there. And I don't know what I want to do with this, but like, so it's like, okay, on paper, you're inching towards a play so that this bounces off sidewalls so that you get a shot, right? Like, I get that. But it's almost like I feel like you're getting to a level where you can make an assumption that that play is not there anymore. Like, those plays don't happen. They probably still happen in Champ 2, but like moving forward, like open backboard miss into midfield passes do not happen at this level. Same thing with this play. Like, I don't know why we're like, the question that's in my head is why are we driving this way? It's not, oh, I want you to play outlet. It's just, it's more so the macro question of why are we positioning or driving the way we're driving? That's the biggest thing that's bugging me, which I guess is on ball, but your challenge game sense is good. You're not diving, you're faking, like, all that's good. And I like where mechanics are. I mean, that was good. Like, we're inching towards the play, but you don't inch too far, and you fake to keep momentum, and this is good. See, this is where like I give cut rotation advice and outlet pass advice and demo advice because it solves these problems. But, you know, the macro question, why are we driving towards a play? Why are we positioning this way for a play? Or I feel like we're getting into these situations where we don't know where else to go. So we don't know what else to do. So we just like end up driving towards a play or positioning for a play that's not there because it's like, okay, I'm not going to rotate back. Or I've talked about pushing out of rotation with you, playing forward. Like I'm trying to find something that sticks with you and current team. Now I'm thinking like widening rotations, not pushing out of rotation, which kind of has something to do with widening rotations, but are we too tight? And that's what's causing this. Because it's like, okay, your job's as a third is to hold pressure. That's your job. I know it's a little bit confusing with the ball side rotation and stuff. But then we didn't do our job, right? Like we didn't hold pressure. That was like the baseline foundation job right there. And it's like, with this play, I mean, we'll even look at both these. Your job as a second man is to shoot, create offense, hold pressure, right? Like, we didn't do our job right there. And third man picks it up, which is great. Kinda. Still didn't do our job. And then go right here, and it's like, okay, you're a first man. We get boost control. That's part of our job. We're a first man. We're an outlet. You're literally playing sidewall outlet. That's your job. And then we didn't do our job. We, like, created a traffic jam. And it's like you could have been extending out to push for this demo or push for this boost or play this outlet. But instead, we find ourselves inching towards this play. At first, I think we're like positioning and driving towards a play that we shouldn't be driving for. But now I feel like it's a roll and rotation. Like, what are we supposed to do here? Still don't really know. But I'm going to try to talk through decision making and maybe I come across something. But I think I could easily build on everything here because you do look good. Maybe there's something breaking down with this, but this is what's bugging me. And I think you're a lot more malleable for non-traditional elements, but just to talk through this again, like, okay, we're rotating back. We're a third, kind of a first right now, actually. Third, second, first. And if playing for an outlet on the wall right here is past your risk comfort zone for this team, I get that. If pushing forward for a demo to open up solo play for a teammate is past that comfort zone, I get that. Okay, you could rotate back. But then you get to a point right here. And it's like, okay, what's our job? Now you're like a second man because this guy's becoming a first man. And this is becoming like a second man. But it's really a third man. Right? Because you have that option to become a second man. But then we take a third man, and this dude's a third man. So now we got two third mans and no second man. And this is like, it's like rooted in awareness. I still feel like you're conforming to the new team. But like, this is just Rocket League recognition of recognizing a role in rotation, what you need to fill. It's like, okay, we want to make this dude solo play more threatening. Demo. Or just position. If you just position here, you're an outlet. Or you're complicating the situation because these guys see you positioning and they're just more stressed because they see you positioning to pick it up. But it's like we got two homies in the back. And it's like we missed that shot right there, which we should be scoring anyway. But like I feel like a part of that is because you're all the way back here because of what we previously talked about. And that's what leads into that. That was good. Perfect. Then there's like confusion right there. I thought that was pretty perfect from you. Really, I would like to see that player rotate back and you take this. Like you have the win. In my opinion. That guy could have played backboard. This is good. But see, like this, like I even lost awareness right here. I didn't even see this coming. Like I can't believe I didn't see that coming. I thought your rotation was fine, but then that dude was still in the net. This is good. This is good. I guess it's pretty quick, and he's at a boost, and that was good. And yeah, this is a tough one. Not this play specifically, but just in general, like how to. I would call this like awareness for roles and rotation. That was good. I think this builds on the team because it's pretty structured gameplay. And then you're going for boost, and he's going for boost, and there's like these. It's not that your teammates aren't reading each other, because you guys read each other well. I don't even know how to describe this. You guys are just tracking the same rotation, making the same decision. You guys read each other well regarding following each other up. I mean, this almost leads into a goal right here, and it breaks down to both your teammates playing for the same ball in the corner right now, right? Double commit. Like, eventually you get to a point where, like, this is a double commit. If this dude peels on backboard, it's not a double commit. But, like, that's a double commit. Even though he doesn't actually go for the ball, but you're both positionally committed for the same decision. Then even you creep forward. I'm not really sure what the applicational advice is here. I like us playing for that. And I like us pushing for a bump. And I like us cutting. That's very smart because third man was back. Right? Really good awareness. It's not rotate back. He's rotating. He's back. So it's cut. This was good. Man, I said I wasn't going to give team advice, but just a couple observations. Your teammates lose the most 50s in the defensive corner. This zone right here, corner. This is where your teammates lose most of their 50s or lose possession. Happened a couple times. And also, this is where, I mean, really everyone on the team kind of starts creeping into each other. Not every defensive rotation looks like this, where it's corner, front post, backboard, and back post or backboard, right? Like nicely spaced out, because you see, no, I would say this is like pretty optimal defensive rotation to shut down pressure. I almost would play a very positioning focused defensive rotation at that back post, backboard, front post, backboard, corner. I know this is tough, but the reason I'm giving that positioning advice is because teammates lose 50s. So like if you start creeping forward, not in this play specifically, and then teammate loses a 50, that 50 takes 2 people out of the game instead of 1. And I almost would kind of encourage this goal line stacking. That kind of looks like this, which isn't, it's not bad. It's not good, but I would encourage this kind of a defensive rotation that looks like this. Very patient. Expect teammates to lose 50s. So like more of a traditional positioning based defensive rotation, but everything else is a little bit more meta with the outlets and the demos. But when it comes to defense into transition, that's when you're a lot more patient, a lot more 50-50 focused, a lot more positioning focused. But like, you've heard me say this on stream, I'll say like play patient or play slow on the ball, but play fast, play crazy off the ball. And I almost want that where it's like on defense and transition, it's a lot more traditional, but on kind of this offense or playing forward mentality, it's like, you know, boost, it's demo, it's outlet on the wall, it's cut, and try to like differentiate those two. Because I feel like most of the mistakes on this team are here on this goal line. The doubles, lost 50s. And it's not like you guys are getting pressured, but, you know, bring awareness for the roles in rotation. I talked about it before. I kind of ran through it. That's super tough to track because it's like awareness based, but my typical advice is cut and demo more, and you start to see more of the field that way. But I almost want to give you like this play traditional in a defensive rotation to transition, you know, your traditional elements, back post, front post, backboard, corner. And then once you transition and start creating pressure, it's all those cuts and boost control and demos. And as you transition back to defense, it's the cuts, it's the playing forward. But then once you get into that defensive rotation, it's traditional. So it's like traditional on defense up the field, but then once you're up the field, it's fast, crazy, more meta, and down the field back. I hope that makes sense. I've never thought about it like this, but I'm trying to find ways for you to tap into what you like to do, but also fill with the team. I know the Loomis problem is the roll and rotation stuff, but I still feel like it's you're getting used to the team. It's almost like a playstyle identity crisis where you're still figuring out what you can do, what you can't do. Try that out. Traditional defense, meta offense, everything on the ball honestly looks fine. I feel like the biggest root of everything was just, where do I go? What do I play for? Like that's when I think on the ball, that's what I think right there. Like if someone told me they were struggling to play the ball well, they would have missed this and got dunked. But you dunked them because your play timing was good. I think you're playing the ball well. Then you cut that. And then like teammate wasn't ready for it, and teammate had full boost on that play too. So I still think this team is figuring things out. Like that was a good cut. He had the boost to shoot. Nice try. That's where I'd leave this. I think we're in this like kind of refining stage right now. Keep it going, Mr. Loomis. Keep it going, and we'll go again next week.